Such a classic car.
Okay, Beachy, let's have a look at what's in one of these boxes.
Yeah,
So
sure. Okay, let's pop this over here.
What's involved in one of these
Sure.
cars?
So I guess the most obvious things are the biggest things. So you've got the body. So there's a wing and the main body comes out. So they're clear. Now this is pretty much the same as the original car, except in the more modern bodies now, they spray these with protective clear. So that when you paint them, they're always painted on the inside. After you finish painting, you can peel off, this will come off like a skin, and then it'll be nice and glossy and you won't have any of the overspray on the outside. It's really nice and clean. So from there,
we
we've
have
got the chassis bit.
The chassis tab.
Yeah. So it's a bathtub type chassis. So bathtub because, you know, it looks like a bathtub obviously, and it keeps it nice and strong. Now with this one, the batteries normally slide in the bottom here, and it's all nice and rigid. This will be ABS plastic for strength.
And we have the classic figure of the driver actually.
Yes.
We'll need a bit of painting to make it look really good.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, this particular driver was released with quite a few different cars. That's why there's different options there, and you just need to paint it up with some regular modelling paint and it'll come out really nice. Got little Nerf bars in there too. So Nerf bars are of a slightly different material, they're more flexible. So they're the bits that go on the side, like here. So if you hit things, it'll sort of bounce and flex off.
And prevent any damage.
Yep.
So then we have here so the gearbox.
Yep, so they're the gearbox halves. So you've got the gearbox halves here, with the wheel adapters and the motor cover.
And then obviously the wheels.
Yes.
And the tyres that need to be glued together.
Yep. Well, these ones you don't have to glue, but it will work better if you glue them. So these are multi-piece, so they sort of clamp together with multiple screws. But if you don't, well, after a while they might slip, so it is better to put a bit of glue on them too.
There's a few more plastic components here. The servo saver.
Yep, classic Tamiya servo saver. So it's got all the adapters to accept different brands of servo. And then you've got your arms in there too for your front end. So you've got bits for the body mounts.
The body mounts,
yeah. Okay, and then...
And the speed controller. So I believe back in 1984 there wasn't an electronic speed controller.
Well, they had really basic stuff. It wasn't anything like this. So I used to use the wiper type speed controllers. So if you remember, you use a resistor to control the speed. So you got first speed, second speed, third speed, but it's actually sucking the same amount of power out of the battery. And then you had a reverse. And they were renowned for burning out. But electronic speed control is much smoother and takes up much less room. So it's a real good bonus.
And is also compatible with lithium polymer batteries, which is a plus.
That's right.
So very nice speed controller.
Also brushless motors too.
And brushless motors, yes.
Yeah.
So, what else we have?
There's a box of screws and stuff.
Screws and bits here.
Yep.
And then we move to the fun part, the decals.
Yeah, so...
What do we know about the decals?
Well, these decals, well, that's exactly the same design as they were earlier. Now, all you have to do to get the same paintwork on this one is just spray everything black, and then your stickers just go on top of there. I mean, there's little tricks to this, so you just need to cut out the designs all the way around close to the shape. Use a little bit of water with a touch of detergent in it so it can slide around, and then you wipe it down clean and you get it in exactly the right spot. Well, these actually come with window masks. They never used to. So this is a modern type of thing. Helps make you know, all the windows clear rather than just using tape and trying to trim it. So that's a nice plus. And then of course the manual. Tamiya is really famous for their manuals, particularly with one side. They've got the pictures of all the parts. So I'll show you here. So just like here. So all these are the bearings and the screws. So if you open up the bag and you're not too sure which bit it is, you can just measure it up here. And then with these, you go step by step. And any of these sort of shaded areas, this is where you put the grease. And the grease is included inside the kit. So pretty straightforward, like so.
Obviously this comes in a kit, and I believe we need a few extra components to make the car actually drive.
Yeah, that's right. So a few other components which I'll just bring over. So you'll need a radio control unit here. So like such, in pistol grip style. You'll need a servo for the steering. And then, of course, you'll need a battery to power it. So on there, and a charger. So a charger like so. Now apart from these components, you'll need some tools too.
Yes. There's a couple of basic tools that you need. I believe it's mostly screwdriver. Philips had a screwdriver that is definitely essential.
Yep, so that's sort of medium-sized screwdriver. I guess a lot of places call this a number 2 size. So that'll do most of the screws. Some needle nose pliers, they're always handy, and some side cutters for cutting the parts off the trees.
I guess going back to the 1984s, they didn't use this kind of controllers. It was more of a stick radio type controller.
Yeah, that's right. So
which is very different to what we use today. Serve the same function, I believe, but for those that don't know, obviously you have the steering here, the steering wheel, and then you've got the gas on this side and the brakes on the other side. So you have full control of your car. Instead of using the sticks, you use this kind of pistol type controller,
yeah,
which for some seems to be a lot easier.
Because back in the mid 80s, I mean, this style of radio was more pro style. So you used to get your stick radio and then you upgrade to this style. But this is standard now. And I guess the other difference would be, back in the day, they used to be crystal radios. So they used to change the crystal, so you made sure the frequency matched the car. And you used to have problems with interference because someone down the road will switch on the same frequency, and then your car will go crazy. But these radios now use 2.4 gig, so they do channel hopping, so you never have a problem with that anymore.
Okay, so that's the basic car. There's a few upgrades that we can probably put on these cars to make them go a little bit quicker, possibly.
Yeah, that's it.
What do you know?
Well, I mean, one of the beauties of these cars, like when they were first designed, is how upgradable they were. You could always change them a bit, so you can customize them, put bits in them, make them go faster, more efficient. So I guess some of the more important things would be ball bearings. You put the ball bearings into it because the car comes fitted with resin bushings, which aren't as smooth. Apart from that, there's the motor. You can upgrade the motor quite easily.
Motor?
Yeah, that's right. So a faster brush motor or a brushless motor. And then wheels and tyres, you could do that as well.
I guess we could set a challenge here. I have these sand paddle tires, which are quite modern, obviously. See if we could fit some of those. That could be quite interesting to see the Hornet
that'd be cool
around in sandy environment.
Yeah, for sure.
We think we should probably try this at some point and see if we can make this happen.
I reckon we could. Yeah, for sure.
Good. Well, hopefully you like this unboxing review of the Hornet. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments below, and we will try to address them in one of the next episodes.
For sure.
Thank you for watching.